What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Handles. My name is Lorenzo, and today's story is titled Front Door of Failure. So before we get started with the story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're missing tons of stories, and I need you to get caught up. Question of the day. What was the last project you tried and actually completed? Simple question. What was the last project you tried and actually completed? This story is going to give you a whole nother perspective, and it will probably add a little bit of wind behind your sail in completing it the next time. Let's get started. Everyone has a grip on life. Everybody feels like they have a handle. Afraid to share the mistakes. The stories are what connect us. They are the key. We're running out of time. Let me introduce you to Mr. Baxter. Mr. Baxter was a teacher I had never had before, and he taught psychology. Everybody kind of gave me some rumors before. This guy was kind of awkward, had a unique teaching style. Didn't bother me any, right? No problem, I'm gonna go in there and ace the class. First week of school, he gives us a simple project. Break up in your own groups of 5 and come up with some type of idea that will make the human race live longer. How do you add years and add life to the human race? I want you to come up with an idea and share it with the class. We'll reconvene in 3 days and you'll present everything to your classmates. Cool. Find my partners in the class. We say, let's hook up, figure out how we're gonna do it. Looking forward to it. Fast forward 3 days. Got the groups ready, everybody's sitting down, they have their presentations, they have their PowerPoints, everything, models, you name it. They have everything they need to share with the class. Mr. Baxter says, all right, who wants to go first? So we raise our hand, let's get up there and go first. We do a great job, able to present it, had everybody understanding what we wanted to do, some things that we were gonna try, blase, blase. After the presentation is completed, Mr. Baxter says, nice job, team, great job. So I want your group to go stand over right here by the front door. I said, cool. So we go over there, give each other dap, shake hands, hug, hey, great job. The other groups go one after another as well. The next group says, hey, good job, Mr. Baxter. He says, I want you guys to go stand over here right by the front door by the other group. And I noticed each group that was going after us was being told to come stand next to us by the front door until all the groups were completed. So after everybody's done, Mr. Baxter said, okay, great job, everyone, head back to your seats. So he takes about 5 minutes, he starts going through all the paperwork, some of the presentations, everything's quiet. We're looking around like, man, we aced this. This is good, right? This is a great start, everything's gonna be good. He gets up, walks around the desk, and he says, okay, so if your group was standing by the front door, I wanna make sure that you understand that your group failed the project. You received a 0 for this project. Right when he said that, the bell rang. It was time to go to the next class. Everybody looked around like, what the hell? Everybody was standing up by the front door. Every group was standing up by the front door. So you got some girls over here that are kind of crying. You got some guys over there asking questions. I'm confused. I'm going through my notes like, were we really that bad? Mr. Baxter grabs all his stuff, his little briefcase, walks out on us. What the hell? So I had to get some answers. I mean, I needed some answers ASAP. This was the first week and I'm already failing a project that I just gave everything to. It took me 48 hours to come up with some of the stuff. And don't get me wrong, I had some teammates as well that helped out, but our group was pretty solid. I need some answers. Lo and behold, be careful what you ask for, right? I go into our little breakout session, our little lunchroom, whatever you would call it, and there's Mr. Baxter. Of course he's sitting by himself. Who else wants to sit with a guy that gave a whole class a 0? So I go up to him. I don't sit down and eat. I just go up to him and say, hey, Mr. Baxter, I got to ask you a question, man. We put a lot of hard work into that project. Can you give me some feedback? Like, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What is something that we need to do to make sure we adjust moving forward in your class? Because I want to pass this damn thing. He said, Lorenzo, I want you to think of something. You, as well as your classmates, all presented very well. But when you guys used the word try or tried more than twice in your presentation, I automatically failed you. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. What do you mean if we use the word try? Of course we probably use the word try. Why not? He said, Lorenzo, let me break it down to you this way. What do you think the word try represents? He said the word try represents being on the front door of failure. That's what trying is. Trying is putting yourself on the front door of failure. It's just giving you a back door to make a mistake, to say, I didn't make it, someone still pat me on the back because I gave it an attempt. You're on the front door of failure, that's all you are. So you and your classmates put yourselves on the front door of failure by trying anything. I get it. I get it. That makes sense. Isn't that something you should have explained to us at the beginning? He said, no, Lorenzo, that's something you have to learn. He said, do you know what a deed is? Yeah, I got a pretty good idea of what a deed is. I mean, there's different definitions, but I know what a deed is, like a legal document type of deed. He said, absolutely. He said, have you ever signed one before? I said, no, not that I can remember. I've been in a room with someone who has. He said, great. So what was the atmosphere like when that person was signing that deed? I said, they were pretty excited, you know. They were excited. He said, why? I said, well, because a deed is kind of like transferring over some type of product or material or something that now you own. You know what I mean? You're taking over that purchase. It's legally yours now. He said, exactly. So what does a deed stand for? Taking over some type of product? He looks at me, grabs his food, and walks off. I look at this So at this point, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I have no information to go back to the group with, right? Because I was the one that was supposed to ask and find out. So what do? I spend the rest of the day going up to look up what a deed stands for. And of course, it talks about the same thing, right? Legal document, owning some property, transferring the property from a seller to a buyer, whatever type thing, right? That's a deed. So the next day, or I should say the next scheduled class time, I get to class early. I need my answers, right? I need to figure out what's really going on in this guy's head. I get there extremely early. Guess who's already there? Mr. Baxter. Ugly briefcase. He's sitting up there focused, knocking some stuff out. I said, Mr. Baxter, just real quick, man, about our conversation the other day, I looked up some things around what a deed stands for, and it still hasn't stuck with me. Like, what am I missing? He said, Lorenzo, you know what a deed stands for to me? A deed stands for deciding, energy, effort, and doing. He says it's very simple. Whatever you decide to do, whatever action you decide to do, whatever steps you decide to take, be decisive about it and make that decision. That's step one. Step two is very simple. That means you have to take the energy and the effort to that solid decision that you've already made. You got to put 100% in of the energy and the effort. You got to maximize it. If you're stuck in the ground and you are foundationally solid in approaching this decision and that's what you want to do, if you're stuck on that decision, it shouldn't be a problem for you to put all the energy and all the effort into it. He said the last part is the simplest, just doing. Be decisive, make the decision, put the energy and the effort into it required to making sure you do it. There's no room for try in the dictionary. There's no room for it. We're built to complete things. So what I need you and your classmates to start doing, Lorenzo, is completing things. I don't need you to try anything. My hopes for you being in my class is making sure you and your classmates do things while you're in my class and when you leave. Live your life into doing things. I said, all right. He says, Lorenzo, at the end of the day, what I need you to do is sign more deeds. So So my ask is very simple, just like Mr. Baxter's. Stop trying things. Just sign more deeds. Thanks for spending some time with me. I hope this story added value to you. If it did, don't hesitate to share it with some family members or friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll catch you guys next time, right here on Handles.